Hello and welcome, everybody, IB students, to IB Resumido. This is a presentation in English, of course, because we're going to be talking about a subject that is in English. This is business and management. I decided to take business and management because it was either business and management or global politics. And I don't know, something kind of called me, especially the fact that it was a superior level subject. So, yeah. Let's talk about business management. You're gonna hear my keyboard. You're gonna watch me look at another place that is not the one I'm supposed to be looking at. Probably you're gonna see me fix my microphone. Why is it so close to my face? You may ask. Well, I have noticed that the audio kind of seems to go a little off when it's not that close to my face. I like it like that. If you don't, I am very sorry. You don't really need to see my face to understand what I'm talking about. A little parentheses here. I'm gonna be watching a presentation, and I'm kind of gonna be talking about it the way I feel about it. I'm not gonna explain it to you. I'm not gonna give you a lecture. I'm not here to bore you. I'm here to enrich you. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. First topic of business management. We're gonna be talking about what makes a business. Basically, a business is made by the outputs it has, the decision making, and the organization of it, and the process of the inputs and how you use them and how to you get inputs to outputs and etc. There are two types of outputs. There's goods and services. Goods, it's like food. Services, it's like technological services, etc. Um, First, you have the inputs. Inputs can be financial, physical, and human. That's pretty easy. You have money, effort, or people. There's physical resources, which are the ones that actually exist, and there is financial resources, which is money. There's also human resources, which is the people that are needed to run a business. Human resources, we're going to see it later. It's very important for a management of a business. It's basically people. Human resources, people, resource. Like, yeah, pretty easy, right? Um, Inputs are things that go into the business, and with processes and stuff, they go out as the business's goods. Everything has this organization. There's no objection unless you see it in a very different way. But even with services, inputs like money help people have a good attitude at, I don't know, servicing you at anything. There are many factors of production. There's land, there's labor, there's capital, there's entrepreneurship. Basically, things on earth, working people, capital. It's like all non-natural stuff, everything that has been made, production stuff. And entrepreneurship is how somebody manages their business. There's also goods, and services. We already talked about those. And in a business, you need to identify when you're going to be selling something. You're going to be identifying if it's a want or a need. This will be things such as food or an iPhone. An iPhone is a need. A food is an iPhone is a want. A food is a need. I think that's pretty easily. You have to be kind of knowing if you're going to be training customers or consumers. Customers is going to be somebody that normally will buy your product because, I don't know, they they need it. A customer. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but a consumer is somebody that will actually use up your product. Example, if a mom buys diapers for their baby, then she is a consumer because she's not going to consume. She's a customer. She's not going to consume the product. She's going to use it. But if you're going to buy a burger, well, you're a customer because you're going to buy the product. You're going to, I don't know, maybe use the product or something, but you're also going to consume it. So it's a cost. It's your customer and a consumer because you're actually going to use up the product. There are durable and non-durable consumer products. There are capital goods and there are services. Pretty easy, right? Um, I'm not going to talk about this, but there's something very important, and that is the main functions of business, which is basically for human resources, finance and accounts, marketing, and operation. What does this mean? Human resources, we already talk about this, everything related to people in a business. Finance and accounts, economics, how to manage your inputs, how to make them into outputs. Marketing, publicity, moving with people, Instagram pages. I think it's what most of us think when we hear marketing. And operations is basically everything that goes into making an input into an output. Pretty easy, right? We have business sectors. There's four very important business sectors, which is the primary sector, which is everything that has to go with manufacturing, or recollecting the primary resources. That's why it's called the primary sector. It is not manufacturing; it's just collecting them. You want to get trees, you're gonna get coal, you want to get fish, anything that goes on into the first sector is like things you can do raw, things that of course you need equipment for, but things you get from earth, you extract it from earth as raw materials. And the secondary sector is the one that focuses on producing stuff out of these primary sectors. Most business normally stay in the secondary sector, and then in the tertiary sector is the business that we see the most. Primary sector, normally we see a little bit more specialized business on it, like the farming business or the fishing business, people that already experimented on it. Secondary sector, you get to see some stores that are from the secondary sector, and tertiary sector is the one that provides basically services, which will be a store selling something, a school teaching you. Me, I will be a tertiary sector because I'm showing you knowledge. I don't need to recollect any primary materials. I don't need to, well, I kind of need to manufacture the videos by editing, but it's like saying that a store needs to organize its products. It's like part of it. You're not actually manufacturing something that was graphed as a primary product. So yeah, you're giving a service as a tertiary sector. You can be tertiary and secondary. Yes, you can be the first three. It's weird, but I suppose there is a way you can. It all goes down to the way you're implementing your organization in the business. Finally, there is a quaternary sector, which a lot of people don't think exists. A lot of people don't take it into account, but my program and I do. It's basically technology. It's basically services, tertiary sector, that need a little bit more skilled work, a little bit more cognitive advantage. This can be maybe IT and science. I guess those are the ones I can think about right now. Yeah, quaternary sector, pretty easy. You basically go production, manufacturing, and the services you're selling with the production and manufacturing of the products you got. There's also a value added to inputs. Remember that the price has a value added. You don't need only the profit you're gonna get from an item. It's anything that undergoes a product. Remember that it's cheaper to buy popcorn from the supermarket than to buy it in the cinema, because the cinema is selling you the cinema experience, is selling them to you already made, selling you the whole ambient, the whole environment thing. So yeah, there's value added to things, such as, I don't know, maybe a thermos. This thermos here, it's worth $10, but if I put your name on it, it's worth $5. Maybe the putting the name on it thus is not actually worth $5, but the personalization, the fact that I am going a step ahead to personalizing your thermos, well, that kind of counts as a value added. Remember, there is something called the sectoral change. The sectoral change is something very important. It is basically when people are changing from sectors. It is normally when a nation, most outputs come from a certain sector. Normally, you have heard of industrialization. Well, that's normally because people were getting to change towards the secondary line of production, the manufacturing part. And way before, there was the agriculture, so people were in the primary sector, and now a lot of people are selling businesses. So yeah, things just expand. Now we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is something really, really magical. There's the entrepreneurship and there is the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is when you set up a new business, and the entrepreneurs is the people that set the business up. There's plenty of experiences. I'm sure you can look up entrepreneurship. Specifically, my teacher is a great fan of Richard Branson, but I guess every business teacher has like their idol. I believe there's people that are fans of Mark Zuckerberg, people that are fans of Elon Musk. My sister has a teacher that's very fan of Elon Musk. I remember her telling me that she had a business teacher fan of Elon Musk, and I was like, oh, I wonder what my business teacher will be fan of. And turns out she is very fond of Richard Branson, so that's pretty cool. There are many examples of entrepreneurship. I already said that. But there are many characteristics of entrepreneurs, and it's basically what you will hear in every motivational Instagram post, which is taking risks and making profit out of it. You gotta take risks to make a good business. That's it. There's also entrepreneurs, which come from inside the business. Normally, an entrepreneur will be someone that's looking for a solution to a problem and makes a business out of it, and has no prior experience or no affiliation with anything. But for example, Post-its were part of an entrepreneurship. They were part of a business. That business had a woman, I think, that decided to come up with Post-its. They made it a thing. It was a blast, and she She was the leader of the idea for Post-its, though the business itself was the one that created it. There's a lot of examples of entrepreneurship. You could check them out as well. And yeah, remember that there's entrepreneurship, pretty easy. I think this topic is very just, you can just tell by how things are. It's not that difficult. It's pretty logic based. Now we're gonna go with the steps to making a business. Let's go. First of all, you need to redefine the idea, or refine the idea. You need to get an idea, know what you're gonna do, have a vision. It's like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna help to do, etc. You gotta have the idea in your mind so that you can develop it, you can extend it further, you know what you're gonna do. First thing in a business, knowing what you're gonna do, because if not, you're gonna be unstable. Remember that the core factor of everything has to be stable for it to grow. It's like, yeah, like the trunk from a tree. Now you're gonna have to write a business plan. This includes everything: the objectives you're gonna have, the type of business you're gonna have, how are you gonna manage your business temporarily, how are you gonna start, how are you gonna end, etc. It normally has the idea, the investment needed, the personal needed, everything you're gonna be needing and making when you have all of those things. Number two, you have to have a legal structure. Anything done with taxes, ownership, partnership. We're gonna talk about that later. It's gonna be part of your business plan and of your way of starting up your own business. Number four, you're gonna have to have a registration. You want to register your business so that it can be official. You don't want to have a super cool name and then 1 year later you just see that somebody's suing you for having their name and you're like, but I came up with it first, but legally you didn't. So you have to register your business as a business. Also remember, taxes are a great thing to do. You have to do them. Also, find a place. You don't need, well, traditionally you will need a local, a store. But now you don't. If people that have, I don't know, drop shipping business, they do it from their house. You need your headquarters, you need your place of operations. Any place you're gonna carry out the stuff, you're gonna need it. If you want to go the extra mile and buy some offices in case you need them, you can do that. I don't know. Depends on your capital. Remember that a great part of business is the money you're playing with and how you play with that money too. You need to hire employees as step number 6. Very, very imperative to hire employees. You cannot do everything by yourself. Maybe in some cases you do, but you always want to have employees. Even somebody that, I don't know, get your mom and pay her like $5 and be like, hey, let me talk to you about my business. Don't say anything. I just need to talk. And that way she's making something to the brand. Of course, don't do that officially, but I'm just saying we all need help some way at starting up a business. And even the small things can be grateful. You can be grateful for even the small things. I'm sorry. Finally, you're going to have to start a startup with a capital. You're going to have to get investment. If you need money, you're going to go to places like Shark Tank or a little bit more professionally to someone in a firm that might be interested in your project. And yeah, that is a business plan. Also, remember to open a bank account for your business separately so that you can separate the finances from your business, from your personal finances, because temptation is very large. And remember that marketing is imperative for your business because people need to know what you're going to do, right? It's part of it. And that was all, everybody. Thank you for listening to this introduction to business and management. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I am really hoping to have good editing of the videos, especially this ones that require me to look a little bit more to the screen because I'm looking at a presentation. Of course, I don't know everything by heart, and learning everything again for me to then tell in the video would be kind of complicated. So I just watch it and I feel like I have enough knowledge to explain it to you guys just by watching it on the screen. I am using, of course, examples that I see in the presentation, but that is just because I lack of creativity. I'm sorry if I've already I'm just repeating information for people that already know it. But if you have any questions, remember to ask them to me in the comments. I don't have any social media affiliated with this channel, but if you know me personally, you know that you can always count on me on helping you with any homework or anything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the whole series of business. Remember that I have other series just in case you just know me because of this video. I have Spanish, I have business, I have French, etc. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did not, make sure to let me know why you didn't enjoy it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.